Right. Can you guys also log into your exam portal so that we can select a paper which both of us have the access? Guys, everyone please log into the exam portal. Sorry. Did we discuss this tax March, June 2022, 2020, sorry, March, June 2022 paper? Guys, did we discuss that paper? Tax March, June 2022 paper? Right, let's move on to that then. This paper we did, right? September, December 2022 we did, no? Right. September, December 2021 done. September, December 2022 did we do? We did. Then let's move on to March, June 2022 one. Let's try to do this one. Everyone log into this one. Tax March, June 2022. So part A of that, sorry, straight away one question for 10 marks. Part A says, based on the increased tax adjusted trading profit of £135,000, calculate revise figures for each of the 7 tax and national insurance contribution figures already calculated for the year ended 5th April 2022 and show if there will be an overall cost or saving if she incorporates the business on 6th April 2021. So that means they are talking about converting a business to a what you call the incorporation, converting it into a company. So we have three notes for each of the 7 tax and NIC figures already calculated. You should show the revised amounts stating if any remaining for each of the 7 tax years, each of the 7 tax and NIC figures already calculated, you should show the revised amount stating if any remain unchanged. Hi, good morning. You were wondering whether it's the right class. I'm also thinking about that. I don't think so. All the other classes are occupied, I think. Huh? Can you check? So, second one, for the income tax figures, you are expected to produce full income tax computation. So, impact analysis is not going to work. They want the full calculation. Third one, you should assume that the rate of corporation tax remains unchanged. Assuming this, you need to go ahead with the calculation. So, 10 marks are there. Can you guys give a try? Can you guys try to do this within the portal itself? Great. So since it's 10 marks, I'll give you 20 minutes. Give it a try inside the portal itself. Guys, how's the situ? Anyone who have completed? Anargi, Arshad, Arundhati, Imad, Faust, Rufina, Sachin, Siad, Saumya, how's the situ? Anyone who tried? Or still attempting? Right, okay. I'll give you guys another 5 minutes. Go ahead. Try to complete this one because again, this is sort of a tax planning kind of a question. So give a try. Okay, guys, I think time is up and some of you all are done. Okay, we will start. So if you read the question, they are asking for very simple thing, right? Not a very complicated thing. So she is thinking about whether to do operate as a sole trader or a company. So either way, what would be the impact and what is the best way to proceed is the question. Agree? Right. So in that case, we will have to go through the entire scenario in this situation. There is no other option because all 10 marks is given for one particular question. So we can't use a shortcut of checking one section and completing the question here. The entire scenario we might have to deal in this kind of a question. We are okay? Sorry? Don't do that. Okay, guys, just a small advice because two fellows physically available here did the same mistake. When you put the 1000 separator and adjusting the cell formatting, don't do like this. Select the entire thing and try to do that. Don't do that because we are talking about a vast area. Sometimes your machine might get stuck. So easy thing is you don't need the entire sheet. No, we'll be dealing with 4 to 5 rows. Just select those rows, and on those rows you do the whatever the number formatting or 1000 separator or whatever you want to do for those rows only. Don't select the entire sheet and try to do that. Your machine might get stuck. We're good? Right. So unfortunately, this paper I haven't done the answer. So from the examiner's answer itself, we will walk through because if I try to type everything, it will take a additional amount of time from your end, which we can use for another paper. We're good? Right. So you are a trainee chartered certified accountant dealing with the tax affairs of FLER. FLER has been self-employed since 6 April 2007 and has previously asked you to calculate whether it would be beneficial to incorporate her business. So incorporate means she is planning to convert the sole trader business into a company. So lucky you, you need to only deal with a few stuff in this case. But actually there are some additional reliefs that are coming into the picture when you are incorporating, which are not within your syllabus. So you don't have to worry. Just for your information purpose, I am saying there are some stuff called incorporation relief and all. Okay? Right. So the new limited company was called Flower Limited. Fleur operating as a sole trader, her forecasted tax adjusted trading profit was 100,000 for the year ending 5th April 2022. So it should be the same amount even if she operate as a company, right? Tax adjusted trading profit should be the same. So Fleur Limited's forecasted tax adjusted trading profit was also £100,000 after taking into account Fleur's director's remuneration, £35,000, and the related class 1 national insurance contribution 3,610. So that might change. This 3,610 might change because this is a old past paper, so the NIC rates might be different. This was 61,390. Fleur would then have withdrawn 45,000 of the company's profits as dividends. Fleur has no other source of income. Based on these figures, you establish that there was no tax benefit to incorporating Fleur's business since the tax and NIC costs were higher. The supporting tax liabilities and NIC you have correctly calculated. So the calculated amounts are given. As a sole trader, income tax is 27,432. Class 2 NIC, the number will change. Now it should be 174, right? 3.45 into 52. Class 4 also the amount might change. Then limited company, you have the income tax, employee class 1, employers class 1, and the corporation tax. How can there be an income tax if you are incorporated? Dividend or salary or whatever she is taking out of the business, she will have to pay an income tax as well, right? So when you are comparing which option is better, we will have to compare all the possible taxes, isn't it? Sorry. In this case, a dividend. In this case, only salary up to now. I didn't read the bottom part. Where? Ah, yes. Okay. So yes, there's a dividend as well. So the income tax should be from dividends and the director's remuneration. We're good. So we are considering all the possible taxes, not just one or two. Then why in the question employee NIC contribution is added to the income tax liability? Actually, we are not trying to calculate, I mean, the breakup they have given is not about the corporation tax or the individual income tax. It is about if you operate as a sole trader, what is the total tax that Fleur will suffer, and if you incorporate, if you go as a company, what is the total tax Fleur will suffer. So if you take as a sole trader, she will have to suffer income tax class 2 and class 4 NICs. But as a company, again, she will have to suffer income tax on her employment income and the dividend income. Her class 1 employee NIC would be there for her salary. As the company will also has to pay a class 1 NIC on her salary. Then the corporation tax. So all together, all these taxes are supposed to be paid by Fleur end of the day. NIC is mainly collected to support the society. Like unlike in Sri Lanka, if you are unemployed, they are giving you some benefits. So for those stuff, they are collecting funds, and NIC is like an insurance scheme. They keep it separately. They don't mix with the other tax income for NIC. Not a direct benefit. Future, if he suffer anything, he might get something. Okay? Right. So then change to the forecasted figures. That means there are going to be some changes for these figures that they have forecasted. Fleur has just signed a contract with a new customer and has revised her forecast for the year ending 5th April 2022. She now forecasts that her tax adjusted trading profit will be £135,000 rather than 100,000. Operating as a limited company, the forecasted tax adjusted trading profit will be 135,000 rather than 100,000. Director's remuneration will remain at 35,000, but Fleur will increase her dividends for £70,000. Fleur wants to know whether the additional 35,000 of profit now mean it is beneficial to incorporate her business. So that is what she is asking. The question is clear. So what should we do now? Yes, they are asking the detailed calculation, right? So you just need to perform all kinds of taxes. So they have given 7 taxes for you. If you operate as a sole trader, 3 taxes. If you operate as a company, 4 taxes. So you just need to calculate all 7 taxes. Is the director remuneration paid for Fleur? Yes, they specifically mentioned that, right? Fleur is going to take the director's remuneration. So assuming that 35,000 is also given to Fleur, you just need to do the full calculation. So if I take the individual, so I'll move on to the answer itself. So as I always say, presentation is important. Sorry, TV. Thank you, Uncle. So guys, as I always say, presentation is crucial. So just check how they have presented. First, they have given a summary. If she has self-employed, what would be? So income tax, class 2, class 4, all together they have given. Correct? And for each one, how they are going to calculate, they have given workings. You can adopt the same method. Clear? No, we'll check. I mean, this is a past paper, so don't rely the answer. I'm talking about the presentation. Clear? Taxes, don't rely the marking schemes. It can change because it's a past paper. So this is a past paper. At that time, the higher rate band was as 150,000, not 125,000. So tax rates and the calculations will change, but the concept is same. So I'm just trying to walk through the concept with you all through this one. Computation we will do. We are good? So wherever it changes, we will discuss here itself. We'll cut the answer and redo what we need to do. Are we okay? Right. So what I would suggest you to do it, change this also slightly, this presentation also. Take this part top. Take this also to here. Yes. So first give the, if she is self-employed, what will happen? Give the summary. Same format is fine. Same format is also fine. Then opposed to that, to right side or down, give a summary of if incorporated, they have given 4 taxes. No, for each of those taxes, what would be the value? Then get the total. There itself, you can give the comparison and give the advice what is better. And when you are presenting that summary, you can give a working number for each kind of tax, show how it has been calculated. And at the bottom, you can give the workings. Are we clear on the format? We are good? Right. Everyone, are we okay with the formatting that I'm speaking about? Right. I suggest all the workings to be at the bottom because then it will be a more professional and nice answer. So let's try to present it in a proper way where we can score marks for the presentation as well. Are we okay? Right. Now let's take one by one. So by the face of this itself, I can see class 2 NSE is wrong. So this should be 3.45 into 52. That is 174 or something, right? 179. So this NIC should change. That we all agree. Then I am moving on to their working for income tax. Trading profit they have taken as 135,000. We all agree with that, right? No issues with that. Personal allowance we can't grant, agree, 0. So taxable income itself will be 35,000, 135,000 pounds. Then basic rate also we can agree 37,700 into 20. But this one we can't agree, right? Because the tax rate at that time was different. So that is why they have taken the entire balancing amount at the higher rate. But we are doing the calculation based on current tax year provisions. So this needs to be changed. So now she becomes what? An additional rate taxpayer. So 87,440 comes here, right? 87,440 into 40%. That is how much? 34,976. And the balance amount is how much? 9860 into 45%. That is how much? 4437. Then how much is the total income tax? 46. Sorry? Okay. If she operates as a self-employee, will there be a director's remuneration? No, right? Two different situations. What's the answer? 95? 3. Right, then this one also should be 43, 46,953, right? This one? 46,953, right?
46,953, okay.
So income tax on the summary also needs to be changed there. Right. Then class 4. What are we going to do for class 4? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So how are we going to do that calculation then? 12,570 at 0. So that will be 0. Then 5270. Basically the gap is 37,700. 5270 minus 12,570. That will be 37,700. This into how much?
339.
Then the gap. How much is the gap? 135,000 minus 50,270. 84. 730 into 2%.
1695.
How much is the total?
5088.
5088. Right. So then this becomes 5088. Then how much is this?
52,200.
So I'll take that in a different color. 52. Right. All agree with this one? If you operate as a self-employer, what will happen? All agree with this one? Right. Then let's see if you incorporate, what will happen. Let's do now. So while do the calculations, otherwise I'm in trouble. Right. Income tax. So I'm going to give a working for that. So here income tax, you are having two things, right? You get director's remuneration 35,000 and dividend income 70,000. So all together your net income is going to be 105,000. But 105,000 means we have a problem with your personal allowance. I can't grant you full 12,570 because you are going beyond 100,000. So you are going 5,000 above 100,000. So 50% of 5,000 means 2,250, 2,500. 12,570 minus 2,500 means how much? 10,070. So that is what they have taken out here. Once that is done, your taxable income is going to be 94,930. We all agree up to that point? Great. Sorry? Again, if you have incorporated, company has a separate legal identity, you has a separate legal identity. So trading income, company will deal with the corporation tax. Your tax liability will be whatever you take from the company. So in this case, only salary and dividend. We're good. Sure? Right. Then we move on to the income tax calculation. Can we take yes, you can do. I recommend to take it separately. That is fine. Non-savings income and dividend income. So if I take separately, like Sachin has asked, non-savings would be, I'll write down here, 35,000 into 20%, right? That is what going to happen for non-savings. How much is that? Wait, sorry, yes. This should change. So if you take separately, what will happen is 35,000 minus 10,070, right?
Now specifically for
Yes. This into 20%. This is your non-savings tax. How much is that? 4,986, right? Correct? Right. So that is NSNI. Then dividend. Obviously, 1,000 is there for you at 0% at any point. So for that, you will get a 0. Correct? Then 37,700 minus 35 minus 1,000. This amount into 8.75, right? Basic rate band for dividend. Correct? How much? 149. Wait. I'm forgetting personal allowance today. I wonder why. 10,070 and 1,000. This amount into 8.75. Because no, we already took. But the amount you considered for NSNI should be the amount that you are deducting from the person, what you call basic rate band. Correct? So if I go for the loan and lengthy calculation, I have my taxable non-savings income. No? That is what I am going to deduct from the basic rate band to figure out how much is the remaining basic rate band. So the gap between these two would be my taxable non-savings, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I need to deduct.
Then no need verify though. You can just get the gap.
Yeah, you can just get the gap. 37,700 is the limit. 35 is? 35 is the salary. Dividend is 70. Correct?
Is it like 37,700 minus 24,930 minus 1,000?
Exactly. Same thing. Sorry? Yeah, I just took it out separately, but what you can do is, like he said, you can get the gap here, 24 something, right?
24,930.
You can just deduct this figure as well. Are we good? Ishak, are we okay? Yes. So the percentage would be 8.75. How much is the value there? 1,030. 1,030, right? 1,170. Okay, let's calculate and see. Yeah, let me also calculate. What do you mean? Okay, I'll put a bracket here, then you're happy. I'll put a bracket here and make these two plus. Now, okay? Yes. So 35 minus 10,070, 24,930. Minus 24,930 is 12,770 minus 1,000 is 11,770. That into 8.75%. Minus 24,930, right?
Minus 1,000
Yeah, it's 1,030.
Yeah.
1030, correct?
120.
120 means
37,700 minus 23,930. That's how it should be, right?
Yeah, 35,000 minus 10,017 first of all.
24,000.
That is 24,930.
Minus 1,000 is 23,930.
Then 37,700 minus that, whatever you got, 24,930, no?
1,700 minus
24,930. From that you minus 1,000 more. That into 8.75%.
23,930,000.
Then you are duplicating the 1,000, right? Correct? So this one would be 1,030. Agree? Right. Then the balance we need to get under the higher rate. So overall it was 70,000 was the dividend. So from 70,000 we have already taken 1,000. And then we took something else, right? What's the gap here? The amount here, 11,000 something we kept, right? 11,770, yes. This amount will be at the higher rate, correct? What was the higher rate for dividend? 33.75. So this into 33.75. That comes to 19,315. Correct? Right. So then the total tax is how much then? This plus this plus this. 25,331.
Plus 4,986.
Yeah. $11,770. The amount you get from here.
25,330.
11,770 is the amount you get from here. Whatever you have considered as basic rate for dividend. Yeah.
So then, is it 1,000 duplicating again?
Why?
The basic rate also you deduct 1,000. Again you are deducting 1,005.
No, guys, it's like this. If you go to the lengthy method, you go to the Excel and go ahead with the full calculation, for which you will not have time, given it's only 10 marks. So whatever you take for each bucket only you need to consider. No? So coming to Ishak's question, first of all we need to figure out how much is for the basic grade band. So for basic grade band already, I'll move on to this side. Already you took 35,000 minus 10,070, right? This you already took for NSNI. So this amount already taken for your basic rate plan. Agree? Value here is 24,930. Correct? This is NSNI. Then you got nil rate band. 1,000. Correct? That also you took. What's the total of these two?
25,930.
Your basic rate band is 37,700. How much is the remainder? This is what we did on this red colored box.
I get, but if we do this, it's a line, sir.
Ishak.
37,000.
Okay.
We add 35,000. Why are we? It's 46,070 minus 37,000. So it's a minus. That's right. The minus 46 minus 30. We'll get less.
Okay.
So it is there, sir.
Now we are okay. All right.
So should it be added or not added?
What should think logically? What should I do? Think. I mean, don't try to memorize the formula because exam the question is going to be different. Understand the logic. Do we need to add or deduct? Sorry. Simply, this is what you need to do. No? This thing you need to get into a formula. Correct? We are okay? Clear? Right. So that is the first step. Then you had a problem with this part, no? You had a problem with this part. Right. Now your total amount is how much? Taxable amount. Taxable amount. No, not 135, right? 70,000 plus 35,000 is your taxable full taxable amount. No? How much is that? Right. Out of this, 24,430, 24,930, no? You already took this for NSNI. This one 24,930, which you took for non-savings, that you already took. Then you took another 1,000 as nil rate back. Then for dividend you took another 11,770. What's the remainder here? Sorry, wait. Yes. This is not 105. This personal allowance should be deducted from you. No? We had the personal allowance also.
That time.
I don't know what's happening for personal allowance today with me. 105,000 minus 10,070. Okay. Yes, from 94,930, once you deduct 24,930, 1,000 and 11,770, how much is the value? So this is basically your
57,230.
NSNI, this is your nil rate band. This is your basic rate band for dividend. How much is the value? That is the same amount you are getting from here. Correct? The long route, I use a shortcut. Whatever I have already taken, I just took them out. 1000 I have already considered, right? So that is why I am taking it out when I am calculating this batch as well. Let's say I have additional rate, then again I have to deduct 1000. Whatever I considered above, I need to deduct, right? Agree?
Should be 70,000, right? Can you go and by minus 10,000, 70 minus 29, 30 would be 7,000. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So now let's change the figure here. How much was the figure we got for the total income tax? 94,000, sorry, 25,331, right? Yeah, this is the one, total income tax. Now the income tax is clear. Remember, what I am trying to do is to have a shorter format so that we can save time in the exam. So rather than typing everything, I am trying to minimize the typing and give the maximum for the formulas. But there's a limit for that. I can't do everything in the formulas. If I try to do that, I will lose marks for workings. So whatever I did is the maximum shorter format that you can go for. Don't try to short it more than that. We are good? So I have seen some answers where you get the total tax liability itself within one formula. Can do. But if one mistake is done, you will lose full marks. Correct? So don't try to short to that level. This is the maximum level that you can short it down. We're good? Right. So employee class 1, we need to recalculate. Because whatever they have calculated is based on the previous tax year. So, but in this question, if this was given in your exam, you don't need to recalculate. Clear? Because nothing was changed, right? Class 1 employee and class 1 employer is calculated based on what? In this question, based on salary. Only salary is there. No other income is, no other source of income is there. So if it is your exam, these figures should not change. Clear? Because the NIC values will be based on your rates. So in your exam, you can take the same values given by the examiner. Clear? Yeah, okay. So I am doing based on the same assumption now. The same two figures I am taking, assuming those are correct for NIC. You good? Then only the corporation tax I need to think. So corporation tax, what will happen?
So is it 35? We have to 35 something, 0%. Employee 1.
Sorry?
Employee 1 NIC. Until 12.5 is 0%. After that, it's 12%. So that 12.70 is the personal allowance. So
No. Don't confuse that with personal allowance.
then why they have that?
No. Tax-free amount we deduct. Unfortunately, personal allowance and tax-free amount for the NIC that you are talking about is the same.
Say,
It don't make.
personal allowance?
No. It's not personal allowance. Just the value is same, but two different values. Numerically same value, but two different concepts. Personal allowance has nothing to do with your class 4 NIC, what do you call, tax-free amount. We're good? Right. They have made it confusing in the Finance Act by giving the same amount, but these two are isolated two figures. If adjusted, do we need to add a dividend to calculate NIC? No. For NIC, you don't need to take the dividend. Because it is not something from your employment, that is from your investment. So dividend you need to consider. Yes, only 35,000 you need to consider for NIC as well. We are good? So then corporation tax. Soumya, are we okay? Sorry. Great. Now corporation tax, what are we going to do? 15%. 15%. How? 25, right? Isn't it? Effective marginal rate. Okay, you can go for effective marginal rate also. Yes.
There's like up to 50,000 is 19%. Up to 50,000 it's 19%. That's how you should calculate.
So first of all, you need to figure out what is a taxable income.
For combination.
Taxable income in the sense TTP. Because you have a profit of 135,000, but anyway you are paying a salary of 35,000, right? That needs to be deducted. Apart from that, the NIC one also you need to deduct. In this one, I assumed it's the same NIC, which is wrong. I'm again saying this NIC figure is wrong because that is a former tax year's rate. Agree?
It's wrong because only the rate.
Only of the rate. The calculation and everything is correct. Just that the rate is different. That is why it is wrong. But like I said, for your exam, the amount your examiner is going to give will be based on your tax rate itself. So I am just assuming this is correct and doing the calculation. Clear? Right. So then how much do we need to deduct that? Yes, class 1 employees one is 3,610. So I am deducting that. Then how much is your taxable income or the TTP rather? Sorry. 96,390, right? Now you have two options. Either you can use the marginal relief method or effective marginal rate method. So let's do based on the effective marginal rate method. If so, up to 50,000, you are going to multiply at 19%. Then the balance 46,390 into 26.5%. So what are the amounts you are getting here? Sorry? 9,500. Second one? 12,292. 293. Okay. What's the total? 39712. 21,793. Right. So this is your corporation tax. Clear? Again, I am repeating this figure is wrong because the NIC figure we took is wrong. But that is purely because of the rate change. In your exam, you can use whatever your examiner is giving because that will be based on your rates. We are clear? Employee is the one who has to take the cost, no? Yes, it's nothing to do with the company, no? Company is just deducting it from the salary and remitting that. Clear? We are good? Employer is paying on behalf of you, no? Employers NIC also on behalf of employee only I am paying. On your salary, no, I am paying. That is why we allow that to be deducted. Correct? Right.
So what is the other method?
Other method is a marginal relief method. The formula 25, you apply 25% on the total.
Minus UL
Yes, correct. We're okay. Right. So to get 10 marks, this is what you need to do. Which one? Sorry?
Unchanged. There's incorporation.
You mean this one?
Yeah.
So again, what we are trying to calculate here is the total tax cost. No. So what I said cannot be deducted is against your corporation tax. Corporation income computation, like TTP computation. You cannot deduct employees' contribution. But we are calculating the total tax cost, right? That is our final requirement. The total tax cost for Fleur. So Fleur, she will pay employee NIC as well, right? Exactly. So company will have the company's part on behalf of Fleur. Fleur will has her own part on behalf of her. Both sides is getting taxed, no? Why allowable? Sir?
Separate company and
No, again, Ishak. Let's stick to basics. Assume you have a company called Ishak and Co. Okay? And Ishak Co pays you a salary. Now what will happen? Two things will happen. No? Ishak Co will have to pay an NIC on behalf of you. You will have to pay an NIC for your salary as well. Both are there. Both are a cost for you end of the day, right? Because Ishak Co's profit is also belong to you. For you, both NICs are a cost. That's why we added here. But from Ishak Co's point of view, whatever they paid on behalf of you only, they are cost, right? Class 1, employers one. So that they can deduct from the trading profit. Not the amount you paid on your salary. But both is a cost for you. Since the company is also owned by you. Clear? Now story is okay? Right.
then you're saying that we use the formula for corporation tax will get the same answer.
Yeah. It should get the same answer.
Then what does the situation we have to use?
If you don't have a non-group dividend, you can use the effective marginal rate as well. Either way is correct. Examiner will give you the full marks, so either way. The usage of effective marginal rate can be done only if you don't have any non-group dividend. So in this one, you don't have any non-group dividend for the company, no? Therefore, you can use the effective marginal rate method as well, which is easy. But you can use the other way around as well. The same amount of marks you will get. Right. So I got a question. Class 1 employer plus salary minus liability. We can get. No, 5,000 annual allowance don't deduct. This I repeatedly said. 5,000 annual allowance is in case if they ask a question in your section A or B about the annual allowance, use the 5,000. Apart from that, in calculations, do not use the 5,000 annual allowance for NIC or the employer allowance rather. Because you don't know the data, right? You will get the information about one employee only. But the employer allowance is given for the total amount for all the employers you have. Correct? Apart from that, the rest is correct, Rufina. How to conclude this question? Okay, so conclusion is simple. Get the total tax liabilities. Like if she is a self-employee, what is her total tax liability? If she is going to work as a corporate, how much is her total tax liability? And conclude whatever lower is the best option for her. Yes, just a sentence. One sentence is fine. Not the total is the corporation tax, all four together. Yes. We okay? Any dividend to company from non-group should be ignored. Okay. I got another question. Any dividend to the company from non-group should be ignored? Yes. Both should be ignored when you are calculating your TTP. You can ignore both. Any dividend you can simply ignore when you are calculating your TTP. But when you are trying to identify what should be your tax rate for corporation tax, that is based on your augmented profit, not on TTP. So when you are trying to identify the tax rate, you need to consider the non-group dividend. Saumya, are we okay? Great. Okay. Any further questions on this one, guys, or are we good? Can I move forward, or do we have any further questions around this particular illustration? Isha? Sure. Fadil? Afsal, Arshad, Arundhati, Faus, Rufina, Sachin, Siat, Saumya, are we okay? Right. When you get time today, could you tell when to use 240,000 calculation in pension and 3,500 calculation in pension? Okay, Soumya will take this separately after the class. Maybe tomorrow morning, I'll get in touch with you separately on this query that you have given me. Right. Then let's moving on to the next question. Okay. Assuming that Poppy claims loss relief against her total income for the tax year, calculate taxable income for this year. Okay. Loss relief, a good one. 10 marks. Can you give a try? All, can you all give a try? So it's 10 marks. Again, I'll give you guys around 20 minutes to attempt. Give a try, guys. Then we will start discussing. All right, guys, how's the C2 done or still doing or Adil? Doing. Ishak? The others, what is the C2? I got the answer from Faust. The others, what is the C2? Afsal, Arshad, Arundhati, Rufina, Sachin is done. Sihat, Saumya, how about the C2?
Imagine.
Yeah, he's not there. I can see few are done, others, what is the C2? You guys are still attempting or? Okay, I got the answers from 3 people. We'll start. Okay. You need to advise, right, or calculate the taxable income after considering the loss relief against her total income. If so, first of all, you need to take care of her income. You have to figure out what is the income, first of all. Poppy is employed by a Zune PLC and she is also a member of a partnership. The following information is available. Employment. During the tax year, Poppy was paid a gross annual salary of 65,000 in respect of her employment. So what should we do for the 65,000? I mean, what should we do? Take it as trading income. Yes, take it as employment income. Right. Take it as employment income. Okay. During the period from 1st August to 5th April, Zune PLC provided Poppy with a diesel powered motor car which has a list price of 21,800. The car cost Zune PLC 20,600. It has an official CO2 emission rate of 75 grams per kilometer. The car does not meet the RDE2 standard. Poppy was not provided with any fuel for private use. So what does this refers to? Great. This refers to the car benefit. So how are we going to calculate? Sorry.
List price.
We need to start with list price, no?
Maximum 30.
How much is list price?
21.
I'm asking from you guys. What should we take?
It's always
Okay. So what should we take then? We have two figures, right? 21,800 and 20,800. 20,600.
21,800.
Okay. We always go for the manufacturer's original price, not for the value that you have paid when it comes to the car benefit. This is an exception for the general rule. The general rule is like Ishak said, if you have paid what is the actual cost for the employer, we generally consider that. That is a general rule. But car benefit has an exception for the general rule where we consider the actual list price or the actual original price given by the manufacturer himself. Agree? Other assets you can go for the general rule. Wherever you don't have a specific rule, always a general rule comes into the picture. But if there is a specific rule, that overrules the general rule. We're good? So I'm starting with 21,800 there. Then I need to figure out the percentage. How can I do that?
Diesel without RED2 is 20%.
Okay. Up to 55 it will be 20%. Correct?
Yeah.
Then this one is 75%, right? 75. Yeah. So 75 minus 55 divided by 5. Yes.
You have to divide by 2.
So 16% is the which means that
That is the, yeah. So if it does not meet the standard, you have to add 4% for each 5 grams per kilometer increase.
generally if it meets the standard it's 16%. If it doesn't, we increase 4%. Then
Yes.
5.
Correct. We are okay?
Yes.
So the rate will be 24%. So 21,800 into 24% is how much? So this would be the car benefit. We are all okay?
It doesn't meet the standard. They are given only the one which meets the
Sorry?
standard.
Yeah.
You should remember in 4%.
You have to always add 4% for that. Right. We okay? Any question on the car benefit? Or we are all good? Right. Then the next one. Throughout the tax year, June provided Poppy with 2 mobile phones. The phones had each cost 480 when purchased by the company. Okay, throughout the year, 2 phones has been given. Yes, 1 phone will be allowable. No benefit will be charged. For the other phone, you need to take 20%.
That's 96.
So 480 into 20%.
Other people.
That is private asset only 20%.
Yeah, it's a private asset, no? So the benefit would be 480 into 20%. Correct? Ishak, are we good? Right. Then all the taxable benefits provided by Zone Zone PLC to Poppy are payroll, fine, no problem. Then partnership. Poppy has been in partnership with Rose and Teasel since 6th April 2013, but Teasel resigned as a partner on 6th July 2021. Okay. Partners have always shared the profits equally. That is also fine. For the year ended 5th April 2022, the partnership had a tax adjusted trading loss of 19,500. This is before taking account of the capital allowances. Sorry. The only item of plant and machinery owned by the partnership is a motor car with a CO2 emission of 90 grams per kilometer. The car was used by Poppy and 70% of the mileage was for private journey. The written down value of the motor car as at 6th April was 8,400. The car was sold on 31st July for 5,400 and it is not replaced. So what should we do? Sorry?
What did you ask?
What should we do? Yeah. You can simply dispose it, right?
No need to. That's 4 months calculation. Capital allowance.
Can do, but after that again anyway you have to do the disposal part. Okay. Then
Directly we can go for the disposal.
either way is fine. Because anyway on the balancing charge or balancing allowance automatically that will be adjusted, no? Then on 1st January 2022, Poppy purchased 50,000 gills with a nominal value of 40,000. So here the nominal value means the face value. The guild pays 3% half yearly, 30th June and 31st December. Okay, Poppy sold the gills on 31st March for 50,300. Fine. Okay. Shall we move on to the answer then?
No, last paramount we
Last part is tax admin part, no? Is that noise? Not by him. I would love to, but not by him. Right. So employment income, salary they have taken, car benefit. The calculation is the amount is slightly different because at that time the rate started with 19%, not from 20%. So don't worry about that. Okay? Clear? Yes, that's what I'm going to check. Car was given when? Yes, car was given on August, right? So given on August means August, September, October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March. Only 8 months the car has been given. So you need to time apportion the car. Shape? Right. Then mobile phone, like we discussed, 480 into 20% they have taken. Up to that we are okay. So then partnership one we are having a loss, so we keep it aside for a while. We go for the savings income one. So savings income, she has invested how much? Yes, 40,000 is the nominal value. So on the 40,000 only you will receive interest. She has purchased at 50,000. Yes, it's like bills and bonds that we have in Sri Lanka. So interest will be paid on the nominal value, the face value, which is 40,000. So interest is paid at 3%. So we took that 40,000 at 3%. She purchased on Jan and she's selling on March. That means she has owned how many months? Only 3 months, right? So she should consider only the interest belongs to 3 months for her tax calculation. Correct? So we took that 300. It's like this. Now let's say you are going to purchase a treasury bond. Do you know what's a treasury bond? No idea. Okay. Do you read London News? What are the securities you know? Okay. What are the subjects you had in London News? I'm trying to figure out an example which is familiar to you. Commerce stream, what are the subjects you had? Accounting, econ, and BS. Okay, hard to pick an example comes on your way. So I'll take a general example. So if I generally take an example, now, okay, you might have known shares, no? Nominal value per share and the market price per share. So your nominal value per share, let's say 1000, and market value is 1500. Let's say we declare dividends as a percentage of your share value, hypothetically. Then they will pay based on this or based on this. 1000. This is out. Same thing happens there. Yeah, okay.
But they are paying
1000. Based on 1000.
Yes, so they are paying 1,500.
That will be a percentage, no? Agree? So the percentage here is 3%. Now we are okay. Why we use the nominal value instead of the market value? Right. The interest income is always accrual method. For gilts, always accrual method. For gilts and tradable bonds, I mean whatever tradable, go always for the accrual method. Sachin, are we okay? Sorry. Then interest is fine? Right. For loss relief, we need to do a working. So overall loss is 19,500, right? That we did. Then we need to get the balancing allowance, like I said. For the car, the remaining balance is it was given, right? Somewhere. Okay, 8,400 is the remaining balance. They are selling it at 5,400.
8,350 minus 5,400.
8,400 minus 5,400.
Okay, yeah.
So that is the gain that is the loss you are having, no?
Yeah.
Book value is 8,400. Sales proceeds is 5,400. So you have a loss. Out of that, you can claim only 30% because 70% is used for private journey.
Yeah.
So I multiply that by 30. So that's what they have done here. Book value minus whatever your disposal proceeds into 30%. Sorry. So by that amount, your partnership loss should go up, right?
Yeah.
But again, still we can't straight away apply this because in the middle, one partner is leaving
Yeah.
on July. So that means April, May, June, July for 4 months, right? So
They have taken only 3 years.
no, April, May,
June.
no, May 5th, June 5th, July 5th. So for 3 months, correct? So the profit I am splitting between the two periods. Sorry, loss. 20,400 divided by 12 into 3 for the first period. 12,400 divided by 12 into 9 for the second period. So partners has always been splitting the profit or loss based on equal shares, no? So on the first 3 months, there were 3 partners, so I divided it by 3. For the second 9 months, we had only 2 partners, so I divided it by 2. So
We do that for the first time itself, the 19,500.
you can't. You have to adjust this one first. Then 9,350 will be your what you call loss, share of loss from the partnership. Agree? That I take to the top here because they are saying straight away she is planning to adjust that to the total income. So I took that to the top and straight away deducted from her total income. Agree? Then deduct the personal allowance. The taxable income will be only 46,819.
So after
Sorry. Sorry? We're good? No, the slight difference is because of the car benefit. Because they are using 23%, you are using 24%. Are we okay with this one? Any concerns or anything that is not clear from this one? All good. So compared to the previous 10-mark question, this was pretty easy, right? This one. The earlier one, you did not understand anything. No? This one, at least after taking it, have you understood? No? Agree?
so we just have to take the loss and deduct it in the total income. That's it.
Because in this question, they straight away say she wants to set off against the total income. It depends on the requirement.
Yeah.
In this requirement, they are straight away saying, right?
So that business side asset is not a risk for capital gains.
Correct. Are we okay?
So if it's a normal one, you just deduct from the income tax.
Which one?
This it's a normal loss credit.
Mm-hmm.
You just take the loss and the percent and
That again depends on the requirement. So if they ask you a specific method, go for that.
Carry forward method.
So the rest depends on the requirement. Like sometimes they might say, what is the quickest? Then quickest is setting off against the current year. Sometimes they might ask, what is the most benefited? Then maybe carrying backward for the previous year total income might be benefited. Nothing to do, carry forward.
Same
That's it.
business.
you say it's deduct from the next year.
Yeah,
It should be same business.
should be same trade, yes.
Separate.
You want a break? Wait, I have some questions here. Okay, one is to show the answer again. Okay, this is the answer. Nothing to do with the balance payment. The balancing allowance, I think, right? You are referring to the balancing allowance of the car, is it? This one? Balancing payment, you mean? Now, balance payment don't do anything yet. We are just on the part A of the full question. The scenario is for three requirements. We are just on the first requirement yet. So it might come in the next requirement. So don't worry for the time being. For this A, these are the information relevant. Okay, I got a request for a break. How long do you guys need? Okay. All right, 15 minutes break, guys. We will start after that. All right, let's move on to the next question of this particular scenario. Right, 2 marks. It's a simple one. Uh, am I audible? Right. So the next one, or the part B of this question is explain how Poppy's income tax liability in respect of her taxable benefits for the tax year will have been collected, and if any forms containing details of these benefits will have been reported to HM Revenues and Customs. So two things. One, how the tax could have been collected. Two, if there is any form, what are such forms? So two things you need to do. Are we clear? But for these two, you have only 2 marks. This is something coming from PAYE and tax administration. Don't tell the answer right now. Write the answer first. But yes, you're on track. How it is collected, how the tax is collected. Write the answer. Write the answer. Whatever comes in your mind, write the answer. Then we will check whether that is right or wrong. So 2 marks, guys. So 4 minutes. Write the answer.
Like I said, like this day they are supposed to pay that.
They're not asking about the dates, right? You can mention the dates also.
Collected for that.
Don't go to very depth. This is a very surface level question. Adil, from morning itself, you are sending images to excited. Now, right answer. There are the only advantage. If you do all the images to his excited, I will not tell the name. Any. That's why I say so we know X, we don't know Y, Z and all. And what you can remember, which video available? Yeah. So you write right? P45. Right, right. But you feel is the correct answer, right? Because you need to get used to writing as well. Someday when you start ATX, it's all about writing. I hope you guys will do ATX. You're okay with that? Understanding is the problem. You need to understand and write. So that means exam will be there for ATX. I have 1 fixed minute. And the PEY we have discussed. Objective? P45. Should be chapter 5. No, 4. 4 after E, right? 4, 5. Sorry, right.
Pay forms that need to be used by employees include P45 when an employee stops work. P11, C, the value of benefits in kind, unless they have been paid.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sure.
Pay forms containing detailed benefits have been reported. So, this.
Yeah. I'm done here. Agora classe do tele. Right, properly.
So, 2 marks.
Yeah, 2 marks. So you have right for 2 marks. Yeah, that's P6 here. Yeah, he's right. He's very right. Really.
For 2 marks.
He's right. Right or wrong, I didn't see, but he has written. And first one, it's not like something else. First one, yeah, he has taxpayer has to pay the that pays to side think he's an employee, so then how should income tax liability will be sorted? Okay, sure. For employment income. No, it's they're asking from Poppy's side, right? Poppy is the employee. Okay. No. Fumu is the Afsal, Arshad, Arundhati, Faust, Rufina, Sachin, Sihat, Saumya. Can you guys quickly copy and paste your answer also in the chat so that I can have a look on that? Done.
After we share it's correct. It's correct.
Yeah.
Sir.
One part of the question is that the other part, the payment part. One important way. Okay. One important way is okay, I got few answers. Let's see. All taxable benefits are payroll. Therefore, taxable benefits will be collected with taxable income liability. If not payroll, the benefit, then P11D form contains all information need to submit by 6th July. Okay. Since all benefits provided to Poppy are payroll, the relevant tax liability with regard to the benefit will be deducted when the employer is paying the salary. That means the PAYE method. Because all of the taxable benefits are payroll, there is no need to submit form P60 to HMRC. Okay. So I got two answers and couple of other answers from the physical students as well. Right. So since everything is payroll, I agree you don't need to send the P11D4. And the collection method, obviously, everything is payroll means you are collecting through PAYE tax. Correct? Yes. And you can add one additional point if you want, saying if it is not payroll, then you should have sent P11D4. That's all you need to say. You don't need to write paragraphs for this one. 3 sentences. Everything is payroll. So payroll will be containing everything. So nothing to worry in that case. And since payroll, everything will be deducted with the PAYE method itself. And if it is not payroll by any chance, then yes, you need to submit the P11D4. Yeah, but additional point you can always give. But so tax collection also they are asking. So tax collection is happening through the PAYE method. Yeah, they are payroll, not PAYE, payroll. Yeah.
So can you explain the second point? Payroll.
So there were two methods. When it comes to the non-cash benefits, there were two methods of communicating. One is P11D. So you don't include the non-cash benefits, or in UK we call it as benefits in kind. You don't include that in your payroll. If so, you need to submit a separate form called P11D. Clear? On the other hand, if you include it in the main payroll itself, on the RTI, the real-time information system itself, then nothing to worry. You don't need to submit a separate P11D. Payroll itself, RTI itself will contain all the information for the HMRC. Okay? Right. For what purpose P60 is issued? P60 is like an annual summary of what you have done for your employees on the income tax or PAYE method. So it's like a overall thing. Right. But I recommend to mention P11D also somewhere. Right, guys, I'm moving on to the last question then. On this one, I already got one answer for that as well. C. Advise Poppy of the interest and penalties that will be charged by HM Revenues and Customs as a consequence of her not making the balancing payment until 31st August. So this is where the last point coming in. So last point says Poppy filed her self-assessment return by the filing date but did not make the balance payment of 2,600 until 31st August. She was not required to make any payment on account. Clear? Now you need to tell her what are the consequences. 3 marks. So you have to give some kind of a information here. 3 marks means maximum 6 minutes. Give a try. Everyone try to write a proper answer for this one. Come on, father. They have two requirements in that thing. So payment එක select වෙනකොට ඒක කියන්නේ එකයි form එක ගැන mention කරන්න එක. ඒක අපිට P11 ඉන්න අනිවාර්යෙන් අවශ්‍ය නැහැ කියන එක හරි mention කරන්න. P11 අවශ්‍යයි. Already ordered because they are reloading everything.
So if a person zeros it, then P11 is not required. He doesn't P11 itself. He's paying himself. Then P11 is required. Right, let's start, guys.
It is for late control is there.
That means I want this one. I said it. You know, like, that is got it. Yeah. Big guy. Yeah. I honestly, I was worried that thing. But having it,
Last time there was something was
really? Yeah, good. Even my wife was worried. He was asking, can't you go to it? Can't you remember like you have to starting with that? That is fine. Power symbol. It's there, that's good. If not there, no problem. You can go to the inside. We should put the chart there. Because there is check what should we do? Advice after you, right? I mean, my advice is after you, right? How much? Don't use that.
So is it like 5% we have to pay? March, April, May, June, July, August, 7 months delay. 7 months delay. The payment part.
260.
Months delay.
Amount payments, but
6 months delay. So 7 months delay.
okay.
So should we take 5% for the first month and again for 6 months finally 5%? Both 10%?
Altogether 10%. That's it. Altogether 10%. Altogether 10%. Yeah.
Correct.
Altogether.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
First month went to 5%,
Yeah. And sir, it's not a calculation.
What do you mean not a calculation?
not Excel.
Yeah, not Excel, yeah. This is a simple calculation. You can use something called calculator, which you will be having anyway. You have something called calculator, right? If you don't have in the portal, there's
The thought is the consequences is the calculation. The amount is one
yeah,
consequence.
yeah.
Why you learn
ഞാൻ സൂം ചെയ്യുന്ന
Okay, I got few answers from online as well. Let's check those also. Balancing payment to be settled on or before 31st Jan 2026. Okay, for period. Okay, if the default may default to make the payment due with interest plus penalty. Interest 6.5 per annum, 2,600 into 6.5 into 7 months. Okay. Penalty 10%, 2,600 into 10%. Total interest plus penalty will be 359. Until 31st August, time period 5 months. Interest will be 6.5. Hence, okay, 70 pounds. Penalty 5% will be charged. Okay. Late payment penalty more than 6 months. Right. Okay. So yes, I got some answers online and some answers from physical students. Guys, we have interest and penalty both. It's a late payment, right? So we have interest and penalty both. And right now, interest is going on at, what do you call, I think you guys figured it out, 6.5%. Check your tax rate tables. Always, guys, these rates and all, just double check. That is there in
rate
your.
of interest is 2.25%. Rates of interest on underpaid tax 6.5, overpaid 3.
Right. So this is underpayment. No? So then 6.5 is the interest, right? Correct.
Yes.
So always when you are answering to a tax admin kind of a question where penalty or interest is involved, just double check the amounts with your tax rate tables. So if you check the interest, they have given as 6.5 in the table itself. Correct? Sorry? Under which heading? Just show it. Do you have it? So, Ishak, okay? So 6.5% would be the interest rate. Apart from that, the penalty will also be there. So penalty, I think all of you all identified properly. It's around 5%, 10%. So 2,600 is the amount. That into 10% would be 260. Sorry? Yeah, but this is the rates and all are different because this is an old answer. No? So I am replacing that with the correct rates. Sorry? Yes. So are we okay? Any doubts on this one? Yep.
Interest and penalties both have to be paid.
Both has to be paid. We're good?
So interest we have to apportion
Yes.
because it's annual.
Yeah. The rate is annual. We're good?
1 year delay or more than 1 month, then another 5% coming.
Hmm.
Then we have to consider
That is the penalty.
15%.
That is penalty. Yeah.
15%.
Yes. We're good? Any further questions on this one? To be honest, I'm happy that you guys came up with some good answers for this one. Yeah. That it's fine, but better to disclose the rate when you're explaining. The calculation, if you don't show, not an issue. The final answer and the rate better to show. Yes, because an underpayment, right? You have not paid. Official rate we already use for interest calculations like beneficial rate interest, those kind of stuff, and living accommodation. Can I move on to the next main question then? Sorry? No, official rate of interest is applied for wherever official rate is applicable, we are using the same rate for that. No. So for living accommodation also we use that. Beneficial rate loan also we use that. And yeah, those two mainly. Sorry. Okay. Explain why Mixture Limited is classed as a large company for the year ended 31st March 2022. 2 marks. Again, a theory question. Quickly write the answer. No, part 1. Why this company is considered as a large company?
Sir, that strategy you are doing, the profit more than 200,000, it's going to be like. Limit is not 200,000.
Why he said 200 here?
You said something like that. For the 570% that is income tax. Okay, so which one is your? All is. Not the other ones. Wait. All eyes is including the boys. Sir, comparison. Just kidding. He goes on the trip. The next day also he is in the trip.
So, is it 250,000?
No.
There's nothing here.
See,
That's the taxable total.
I think
Sir, अपने tax करेंगे ना, tax के इतना बड़ा
tax करने का
इतना बड़ा taxable total profit you are tax.
That's per year, no, 1.56 million.
1.5.
Per month for the year. For the year, it was March.
Right where the answer.
We should support why they are a large company.
So all these past papers are only section C, no?
Past papers have all section C.
A and B study hub.
Yeah, and you can try the revision.
It is less number of questions from A and B.
Mock papers.
So our mock paper released that.
We have discussed that.
It is there in the same code. So it's there without 23.
24.
So
4 December.
sir, can you say large explain why? The company has two groups subsidiaries, which is more than 50%. That's one of the
Plus you, if I combine together, it's somewhat equal to that fellow. So there was a serious meeting for the second command of the division. So this bug was sleeping.
That is outside.
Yeah. Senior manager asked the guy next to him to wake him up. So as he was, he was like, so now we are saying here again. Here you senior manager did. That is father. Here he was like, get the hell out of here. What do you get from? The bug was sleeping and after someone waked him, he was like, so I was saying here again.
He was like dreaming about talking in the.
He might have been conscious.
Yeah. The next story about the fellow is he was put into a inventory verification. So this had two stories. So he was sent to the second story. He was counting and getting the figures to the guy who was at the first story. Out of a sudden, no sound from the fellows. They broke the rule and went up and checked. This bug was leaking.
He must also have had a girlfriend exam.
Maybe.
Sorry, he was like,
Could be the case. But he didn't have problem with his hair.
yeah. Shan is facing that issue.
And when he comes to our age, the middle part of the hair will be disappeared.
Such that this person they write that link to the
Scenarios.
cases.
But overall, better we have to link to the scenario.
So like linking one and giving a
Picture in this considered as a large company because the company is holding 51% of two group companies for many years, which can be regarded as a large company. Just because you are even you don't become a large company.
Yeah, that 51% is correct.
But
And then that 1.5 divided by 3,
yes, that
500. 45 plus 430 gives, they make it their large.
right.
so why is
1.5 million.
Because for one company, if you are in the group, the 1.5 million is for all the companies within the group
to be considered as
The which of the
group tax. Right. Are you right to answer? Yeah, you might feel lazy in the exam also if you don't get used to write the answers now. I am worried about all the students who come from my class because everyone are my students. As far as you come for the class, you are my student. So I am worried about the results for each and every one of you. Okay, I got some questions, answers online as well. For a large company, augmented profit limit is 1.5 million threshold yearly. Therefore, mixture company holds 3 subsidiaries with mixture itself, 2 subsidiaries with mixture itself, 3 companies. Therefore, augmented profit limit is 500,000. The company's augmented profit is TTP 470, non-group 45. So the augmented profit is going to be 515,000. Therefore, the current year and the previous year 515,000. So the mixture is a large company.
Perfect.
Yes, a solid answer which covers all the areas that needs to be addressed. So the company has the same amounts for 2 consecutive years. Current year also. So he's first of all he's clearly explaining the limit. 1.5 million, true, but there are 3 companies inside the group. If so, this 1.5 million is split among the 3 companies. So for one company, it will be 500,000. First of all, he explained that. Good. After that, he explains, okay, the TTP plus the non-group dividend, which is the augmented profit of mixture, is going to exceed 500,000 limit now. And that is happening in the previous year as well. Correct? Because you had another criteria. Even though current year you are exceeding, if previous year you were not considered as a large company, then your limit you can go up to 15 million, right? So 10 million, sorry, 1.5, 10 million. So if you were not considered as a large company last year, then even though you are exceeding 1.5 million this year, if you are below 10 million, you can still refrain from being considered as a large company. But here in his answer, he is clearly explaining that is also not applicable because last year also the company should have been considered as large. So 2 consecutive years, it's large. Then 10 million store is also out. As a result, Mixture is going to be a large company, a perfect answer which covers all the aspects, no loopholes.
So the last year, if it is less than 1.5 million, that will come.
Yes, correct. So Faust, awesome answer, covered all the aspects that was required to answer for this one. Good.
That be 72.
That is a group relief story. No? This is about whether you are within the simple group structure. If so, the augmented profit will, sorry, the large profit limit will be splitted. Yes, simple ownership is enough. Then part 2. Calculate Mixture Limited's corporation tax liability for the year ended 31st March and explain when this will have been paid. You should assume that Mixture Limited's profit accrued evenly throughout the year. 3 marks, max 6 minutes. Give a try. Faust has already sent the answer. Others, quickly give a try and share the answer with me. Guys, online fellows also, please share the answer with me in the chat. The physical fellows, please go ahead.
Corporation tax. There is group.
Think.
Group, so that use the formula.
Think.
Yeah, they can write. If I answer that, I'm asking the question.
Do you know the formula, sir?
Formula is there. Don't worry about the formula, guys. They are in it.
Margin rate.
Just put standard fraction instead of 3 over 200. They haven't put that, they have just put standard.
They won't get that.
That should also be there in the sheet somewhere.
Is it?
Yeah, it should be there. Guys, quickly do the calculation.
English okay. Maybe 250,000.
So in the exam portal, relation in the way.
Right?
The exam portal, tax rate table,
Okay.
answer relation in the way.
For this particular area, obviously, this is a good area. Use the table I shared sometimes.
80,000. 30,000. Minus. Hey, Macha, if it's more than 250,000, it's going to be the 25%. We don't have a calculator. 270,000. Dividend is used for this one. Augmented profit rate. Since we don't have to find the tax rate, we don't have to take care of augmented. We can take the tax code.
Please try.
Without dividends, you should do okay. This 170,000 should be paid. Following. No. Quarterly installments made so 14th of each month. At the end of the month. Corporation tax. 4 years, 2 years. Yeah, what come? Did the market is the camera? Yeah, salary killer. Offset trading,
This one, you guys are writing an answer.
where is the
So yes,
one part is that
this part is that.
calculation.
Calculation is that. Okay. Okay. For 3 marks, that's all.
3 months. 3 months. Still sleeping. For the year, that's
3 marks.
3 months, that's all. You can make it like all.
Okay, let's see. I got some answers from online as well.
House answer, you get the answer.
Mix its need to pay 4 quarterly installments from 7th plus 14 days month. Okay, right? Starting from the 7th month, each 14th day you need to pay quarterly. So for 470,000 into 25%, which is 117,500. Agree? So first installment should be paid on 14th October, 7 months from the end of the period for this particular company. So for each quarter, he has straight away given the respective date.
House.
Yes.
So it should be November. When it will make it as November.
It depends. It depends on the accounting period of the company.
So it's 2022 March.
Yeah. Then 7 months from there onwards.
Which one?
Why 7 months?
That's the standard. Can you wake up this fellow? One way, just give a call.
I don't think even that will work.
That will work. Trust me. A video call. One video call, one look is enough.
7 months, 14th or after 7th?
7th month, 14th day.
So it's
Not after 7th.
October.
Correct. 7th month, 14th day. Corporation tax 470,000 into 25%. 4 quarterly installments, correct. But let's mention the date also, Arshad. Sachin's answer, corporation tax liability, okay, good. Since it's a large company, okay. Yeah, that is also fine, good. So, how Sachin, good answers. Arshad, your answer is also good. Just incorporate the dates as well, then it will be a perfect answer. We are okay? Can I move on to the next one? Sorry? Check the revision kit, Kapla. No, almost all are there. This is corporation tax, nothing much to remember here. Starting from 7th month, then each quarter. 7th, 10th, not after 14th of 7th month. Yes, from there onwards, each quarter. Simple as that. Great. House has sent the answer for the next one as well. Yes.
And then it will have to be based on October 14th.
Starting from October 14th, from there onwards, 3 quarters.
We paid the first time.
Yeah.
So October 14th then.
Okay. List expenditure incurred by Mixture Limited during the year ended 31st March 2022, which will have qualified as plant and machinery for capital allowances purpose. Notes: your answer should indicate by the use of zero any item of expenditure which does not qualify as plant and machinery. You are not expected to calculate capital allowances or to state the rate of capital allowances. Yes, correct. So, guys, quickly, carries 4 marks. You don't need 8 minutes for this. 6 minutes max. Give it a try. Already got one answer. Yes, guys, quick. Be like him. Work properly. Get the full marks. Mr. Charan.
Your answer should indicate 0.
If there is something with no value, you have to put 0 instead of
For example, it doesn't qualify, then put 0.
Yes, everyone quickly try.
first paragraph.
First equipment.
I have answers.
Just think like
Useful to learn.
No, it's like this. No, whatever comes for office building is also considered on the buildings, so it's 0.
office buildings. Not exactly.
It's some rule.
So you say allowable and
Renovations and extensions. How many? Residential renovations and extensions. Over zero.
What's building is over 0.
Yeah.
Over 0.
Because it's structures and building, not plant and machine.
How right you are.
Oh. So why that?
No, it's a good one.
See,
When I say good thing also, you don't trust me. No.
Sprinkler equipment.
Can't the problem is not of
The alarm system. Alarm system should not. So, sprinkler equipment. Here's
sprinkler equipment and fire alarm system is that one. I don't know that.
thousand. That's 1,200. 1,200. Over partial walls. Purchase for 30,800. Actually, this is a decorative wall was constructed.
Fire alarm. 16,400. 18,700 doors and windows. Those are extensions.
Okay, sir. Done.
Lie.
Done. I checked it.
He hasn't gotten anything.
You can check, sir.
That's why
You
he
can
is
pay.
there. That's why.
Done. This number 85,000. Let's see.
So, mine is going to finish. Give me some.
Okay. Half an hour again?
See, sir, you're talking like you're getting illegal.
This time, yes. Okay, guys, please share your answers with me. I only got one online, one physical. Let's see. New freehold office building was purchased. The purchase price included 22,200 for a staircase, linking the two floors of the building. Fine. 16,400 for sprinkler equipment and fire alarm system. 18,700 for door and windows, and 27,100 for ventilation system. So here you have to separately give for each asset. So staircase, what will happen? But I prefer each asset you give separately. Like example, in the first one, staircase separately, sprinkler equipment separately, doors and windows separately, ventilation separately. That's what they're asking, right? Each component, is it a part of plant or machinery? Separately you have to give. Then second one, machinery was purchased for 76,600. Okay, at the same time, a further 9,200 was spent on building alterations which were necessary for the installation of machine. All right. Sorry. Movable partition walls were purchased 33,800. Mixture Limited uses these to divide up open plan offices. Fine. New decorative wall for the boundary of business premises. Okay. So we know a huge list of assets has been given. So for each asset, whether it is a part of plant and machinery is what we need to explain. Agree? So I prefer to use something like this. Each asset separately. So staircase, it doesn't come under plant and machinery, right? That is structures and buildings. So we don't take that. Zero. Sprinkler equipment and fire alarm systems, yes. That is a separate asset. So that comes under plant and machinery. That's equipment.
We don't say it's qualified, we just say it's the amount is allowed.
Exactly.
Sir, but then why didn't we include office in this market?
Sorry?
Office building. They are included.
What do you mean office building?
Office building itself is an.
Okay, you can take that as fine. But marks were not allocated for that one.
That they have given the,
Yeah, they have not given any marks for that, but yes, you can have that separately as well.
but they have given the value also, no? So we can't.
Then doors and windows, again, it's a part of the building, not a separate asset. So that also falls under the structures and buildings. So we don't take that. Ventilation system, yes, it's a separate asset. So it comes under plant and machinery. Building alteration, technically no, but this alteration is done to install a machine. So if the alteration is done to install a machine, then we have to consider.
So I put machinery in and both the books.
That's also fine. But again, I suggest to go separately.
But because of the installation of the machine,
True, but separately they have given no. So whatever they have separately given, keep separately. You okay?
Sprinkler equipment allowed.
It's a separate asset, right? You can sell it separately at any point.
Just qualify.
What do you mean? Sorry?
What are the conditions for qualifying?
it's easy if you ask for building.
So, if I go back to the tute, we discussed that when it comes to qualifying plant and equipment, there is no definition for that. But based on the previously decided court cases, we have certain illustrations for that. Agree? So basically, apart from buildings, everything else were there. Even cars, computers, lorries, all were there. Then the machinery, obviously, it's a plant and machinery. Building alteration we discussed, again, that has been done to install the machine, so we consider that also as a part of the plant and machinery pool itself. Movable partitions, movable means it is sellable separately, so then it's not a part of the building, it's going to be a separate asset. But decorative wall, it's a part of the building itself, so that also goes under the structures and buildings, doesn't come under the plant and machinery. Are we good? Won't be easy like this. It's SBA, structures and buildings.
Separate the three asset, no? But still for the first one, only they'll give the mark for 1 month. That's it. Not for each. Like there are 4 assets and then there are separate assets, no? So like for one asset they'll be giving only 1 mark. In that sense, no?
So each subcategory they have allocated 0.5 marks. So each subcategory you need to give separately. Yeah, okay? So congratulations, House. Your answer is good. So can I move on to the next one then? So again, this is a past paper. Seems to be pretty easy. But don't forget, this is the same paper that had that first 10 mark question as well. Which you guys didn't have even a clue what to do. Yeah, you did. You did. You did. But how much was correct? You were sleeping. At that time, Chan was in the dream world. You don't have a dream. You didn't have a? Yeah, you were sleeping like nothing. Yes.
Already correctly got incorporation.
Whole question is the question. Right, guys, let's quickly finish off this paper. 2 more marks. Explain why a company may wish to make a short life asset election for capital allowance purpose. 2 marks. This we discussed in the class. Yes. Short life asset we discussed that is equal to depooling as well. And when it is benefited and why should you go for that, we discussed in the class as well. So straight away the question is there. 2 marks. Please quickly give me the answer.
Yeah, sir. If it's short life, there is a loss you can be separated for it.
Okay.
Less than 8 years means we have to take it for short. Separate line.
Within
Right.
If disposal is done within 8 years, we consider it as short.
Why I told you to write is there is sometimes you might know the right answer. You don't know how to write that. In the exam, you can't use a mic and tell it to the examiner. No? So when you write now only, you will learn how to write. See, on that aspect, I expect Ishak is giving a fair equivalent to write.
Like there is this share otherwise.
No, give it a try. I mean, you are trying. That is not PD. Told you in a good way. They don't have never completed for you.
Numbers.
That's the answer also on the end of just now.
the balancing charge එකක් එන්නේ so the charge is the
Come on, Chan. Almost right. Yeah, one of the keywords would be that it's not a separate capital allowance, but the balancing allowance you can pay at the disposal if it is a loss.
Sir, please.
Okay. I tried to do that. With the intention to dispose it. Yes. Could be your best life asset in order to get the right. The individual from with asset is to together. Yes. Almost okay. Huh? Starting till sleeping. Okay. You always have a reason also, no? Then I only reminds one letter. A.
If I
See the face? Okay, I got one answer from Rufina. If a business plans to sell an asset within 8 years of purchase, and especially if it is believed that the asset will be sold at a loss, it could give rise to a balancing allowance which is beneficial. Correct. So basically what we are trying to do here is short life asset comes into the picture if you believe you will be selling the asset or disposing the asset within 8 years. So if so, you can depool the asset and keep the asset in a separate column. So all the normal capital allowances will be applicable, but the benefit is now since you are keeping on a separate column at the time of disposal, you can clearly identify what is the balancing allowance or balancing charge. So if you believe the asset at the time of disposal will create a loss, better to keep it as a separate depooled asset or a short life asset, because once you dispose the loss automatically you can claim. We are okay?
Yeah.
That's all you need to write. You good? Right. Moving on to the next question then. Calculate the property business income figure which will have been included in mixture's taxable profits of 470,000 pounds. Okay, guys, quickly. 4 marks, 4 minutes. It's straightforward. Quickly, try to get the answer.
making children like still requirements of the property was able.
So this clearly we should deduct all the expenses.
Sorry?
We should deduct all the expenses that they did previously.
Is it?
We should deduct all the expenses. We did the capital.
This is not the capital one. They are asking for property income. They have given another table.
Below there is a paragraph property business. Advertising tables, insurance, premium grant. So they have given everything. What should we do?
Do the calculation.
Like what is relevant for this year and we had
Take it on, then first pass not ready to post something.
They have set it with the sketch.
And is it individual or company?
Annual basis. That's it.
Great.
Then we don't have cash.
Company is always accrual based. This thing, air freshener, automatic air freshener.
Oh, I think.
Guys, we have technology now. Okay.
Is that? I know. Okay,
Wait, tell that to record again
why is that?
to give you the answer.
Why?
Wait, the heat was that.
That's it.
It is a big one.
Although Megadina.
April,
So
May,
it's
June.
like this. So far, there's
സത്യം ഇതിനാ monitor.
it's like this. Everyone is as not as rich as you.
That is not rich, there is nothing in that.
How much is that? The cost?
I don't know.
You don't know even the cost. You don't care about the cost.
No, sir, that's why.
Sir, he just gave his whole purse to a guy to go and buy vodka.
Wow.
So you forgot, he's asking about my lost purse, stolen purse.
Ah. If you said something else apart from vodka, you can believe. The vodka is not sugar. And I said, no, it's around.
May, June, July, August.
Why? Still, yes, sir.
So that bar includes China as well.
Almost.
You don't think?
Yes. Carpet, paravan.
Hey,
So don't really get
you don't think so, you don't know anything.
No, they should have been in control. Sir. Business that they are in.
Okay. Do you think we have limits?
Go surpassing your limits.
Sri Lankans, if you have limits, then you are not a Sri Lankan. You can call yourself as Sri Lankan. Right?
Premium grant for the 5-year lease. I should take a whole.
You have to decide that. Shall we discuss? And is there not trying? I got one answer from Soumya.
House back. House.
He's there, he's there. Okay, so property income. Let's discuss. Mixture.
Months.
Sorry?
God is rich.
Quart is always 3 months.
No, he's 24.
In Earth, quart is 3 months.
Usually I get confused with 4 quarters, 3 months each.
Okay.
4 months, 3 quarters.
Other way around.
Same like he confuses with his all.
What about current?
No, that's what they say. Current there is so many.
Current there is so many. So then you have to be careful when you're answering to the fellow. You don't know. Imagine mistakenly telling a wrong name.
See, yeah, that's it.
Okay, we'll come to that after the class. So Mixture Limited lets out a warehouse which is surplus to requirements, although the property was empty between 1st September to 20th February. The following income and expenditure relates to the year ended 31st March. Insurance for the year ended 31st December. Can you take the full insurance cost?
We have to.
Great. It's a company, so we need to go for the accrual basis. The default method is accrual. We need to time apportion that. Then rent for the quarter ended 30th June.
That's good.
Do we need to apportion that?
Because when it's got June,
Okay.
so 3 months. They're saying 1 quarter they have paid that.
Yeah.
Exactly 3 months. I thought the total in that we have to take 1 quarter.
No. That is for the quarter ended 30th June. Rent for July and August. Advertising for tenants. Deduct. Insurance for the year ended 31st December 2022. Great. Premium for 5-year lease.
1 year base.
You need to calculate.
1 year base.
Yeah. Not, yeah, 1 year. It's a payment of easy. No, it's an inflow. The full amount you need to take 18,000 minus 18,000 into 2% into 4.
Oh,
So minus that.
minus the amount divided by 5.
No. This is the income side, not the expense side.
So you have to take the total.
Total.
Give me a second, sir.
Right. Then rent for the quarter ended 31st May, you need to time apportion. Agree? So if I check, yes. So if I check what they have done, 18,000 minus 18,000 into 2% into 5 minus 1, 1,440. So the full amount, 16,560 they have taken. Rent received, first 2 quarters they have taken fully. Third one is for a quarter ended 31st May. So out of that, only 1 month is falling within the current tax year. So they have taken only for 1 month for that part.
8,400 divided by 3 for 3 into 1.
Yeah. So just divide by 3. Advertising deducted. Insurance, they have time apportioned and added both together. So the property income, property business income would be 29,710. Are we good? I just explained the answer.
No, minus. Get the total.
Are we okay?
Insurance, they are all 29 are together.
So they
Yeah, both. I mean, they have separately calculated and then they have added.
price and difference.
What's the difference?
Premium received is 16,500. That is okay.
Okay.
Receivable is 7,800, 5,200, 8,400 divided by 3. That is also okay. Advertising 900. Okay. Insurance 633 minus 1,900. 4 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
9, 12, and this is 3 months.
We're good? Right.
Now,
So, lease premium, I got a question. Don't we need to use 2.25? No. Minus 1, they had that. 5 minus 1. 10 minus 1. 10 in years minus 1.
The 2 is the percentage.
2 is a percentage.
So you will subtract the premium.
Yes.
So about the 5 years, no? It's for 5 years. We are taking all together for a year.
Yeah. Income wise, we take the full amount. Cost wise, if you were the lessee, then we split it across the tenor.
This is actually a paper which came for.
Don't worry, this is not your exam. Don't worry. So, coming back, I got one question about 2.25%. 2.25% is the official rate of interest, but for this one, what we use in the formula is 2. We did not shift for the official rate here, so that is 2%.
There is something else 2.25 we use.
Yeah.
Beneficial rate loans.
Huh?
Beneficial rate loans.
Ah.
They also we use 2.25. Then I got some other questions. If it is for expense, then it should be yes. If it is for the expense side, then yes, 16,560 divided by 5. Is this yes? It's a corporate, so you need to go for the accrual basis. Why didn't we time apportion the lease income? I think I just addressed that. For the income side, we don't time apportion the lease premiums, but for the expense side only, we time apportion the lease premium. The paper is not over yet.
So 8 questions done.
Yeah, the balance question. There's another question. Individual always cash basis unless otherwise mentioned. Yes. Individual unless the examiner mentions, it is going to be for individuals, the default method is cash unless the examiner specifically mentioned to go for the accrual basis. We are okay?
So what is corporate income value?
Corporate income value 29,710. We are good? Right. There should be one more question here. This is what happened to you also in the exam, no? You can go for the next page. No, wait. I'll find a way to go.
If you.
Okay, it's okay. I do. Yeah. Okay, guys, we are stopping at this point. Some of you all requested to have another class on next Saturday. No, it's the last week, so it's up to you guys. I will be available, so since few requested, the class will be there on the Saturday. Those who want to participate, please come. It's not a compulsory class. So I will be discussing few more questions only. Nothing new would be there. But those who are willing to participate, you guys can participate.
Sunday we will do the mock.
Oh yeah, Sunday we'll do the mock. Sunday normal class would be there, no? So that would be the pre-mock date.